Hello everyone. Today we are building AI autonomous crawler agent that scrap all the social media link URLs from the company. So basically, let's say we have a company called Vice Living Group, and what it does, it basically use this company website and it crawl all the pages and then extract the social media links and then save it in a Supabase. So let's say we have a company name and the website in the Supabase, and when I run the workflow, so it basically get the name, website, and now it basically gives to AI agent where AI agent use the URL. So this is another workflow, and it will basically extract all the link and then it will give back to AI agent. And now AI agent will now save all the data in a Supabase. So if I show you, so now we have platform Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and now related URL. So I will show you step by step how we can use this. So we have a manual trigger. Then the next step is we need to use Supabase to get a company name and website. You can also use other CRM or maybe you can use Google Sheet. So let's select get many rows, and then now we need to select a table that you have a company name and website. Now then execute it. So now we have a name and the website. Maybe you have different columns, so we will use set node to make sure we only get name and the website. So for this, let's give it a name and now drop it here. Now the next is we need to use website. Okay, now execute this step. Okay, now we have proper name and the website. The next is we need to use AI agent so that we can give the website link to AI. So for this we use AI agent node, and we need to use define below. And in the system prompt, I will say get all the social media links from the website. And for this we will give website. Okay, and the next is we need to also give system messages so that it basically understand exactly what he need to do. So I will copy. So this is basically saying you are automated web crawler with extracted social media URL from a web page provided by the user. You have access to text retrieval tool to gather all the text content from the page URL. And the next is we need to specify what specific format we need. And the first we will select a chat model. We would use of any. And the next is AI should have access to website. For this, we are using another workflow in the tools section. Uh, let's select called any workflow to. It basically call the other workflow, but we would define the workflow here. So use define below, and now you need to paste all second workflow content here so that I will use this. Second workflow is basically we will give him a URL which he take from the AI agent, and the next we are adding protocol. For example, if the URL start with HTTP, then give the output as it is. But if they don't have, then add HTTP in front of the domain. And the next is we will give him a URL, a website URL. Then we are using HTTP node to get all the content. After that, we are using retrieval URL. So it basically extract all the HTML content from the data. So for key, we are using output. So it's basically all the data will be populated in output section, and in the CSS selector we are using AS so that it basically select all the links, and attribute value will be like class, and then once we execute we will get href, all the href link. And the next is we need to split out and filter empty href. So basically some href doesn't have a URL. So and the next is we are removing all the duplicates, and then we are setting domain to part. For example, if the when we get a href, so we basically have slash home slash about. So we basically combine it with the domain name. And the next is we are filter out invalid URLs, and then we aggregate all the URL in one go so that we give it to AI agent. And the next we are getting result back as a response. So this all the workflow will be in our in the call n8n workflow tool, and if we change the name here URL, so we basically will get all the URL. And the next is we need to give it a proper output. For this we use structured output parser, and we need to define what output we want. So let's okay now, so let I go through you. So basically it's an object, so it's like basically it's a container, and we have a mini container which is social media, and this is an item. And in the item we have platforms like LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and we also have a URLs. So and URLs is an array, so we basically have more than one URL. And so next is we will use called edit field to make sure that we only get the links. So set field, use select field node, uh, output here. Now we need to use yes, you can select output. Sorry, select it here. Okay, now you also need to select edit field here, because we need to make sure that the social media links we are saving is which companies belong to. So that's why we are using name and website here. Okay, now we need to use merge nodes to merge all the result and combine based on position. So now it basically combine the name, website, and the social media links. So if I run it. Okay, so we have now a website, a name, company name, and all the social media links. So we need to insert it into a Supabase, but before we need to make sure that we are getting all the social media links with their platforms. So for this, we use code node to separate all the platforms and their URLs. Now this code will take the social media output, and then now it will map all the items, company name, website, and the platform and the URL. So it basically give separate each item. Mm, okay. Basically we have separate the platform with the URLs. So now we insert into Supabase, but we need to use loop so that each item we insert. For this we use loop over item, and now basically we use batch size one, and now replace it with Supabase. Now use create row. Okay, now select the table what you want to insert. So let's say I'm using companies, and define below each column add field. Okay, now you need to select a social media platform, and now paste it here, and also select uh, a URL, company name, and website. Okay, now execute. So once you execute, now you have another column here which is okay. So now you have another column Instagram, which is basically this, and now you have a URL. So basically when you execute whole workflow, so it basically go through each item, and then now it will execute it. So this is the workflow we basically use, and we get all the social media links here. So if I go to, let's say, YouTube, and for Supabase key you can go to project setting and go to API key, service role key, and then you need to just copy the service role and then go to Supabase and add credentials here. Then you need to provide your host and the service role URL. And for host, you can just go to your project with URL and then paste there. So and for you can see we have YouTube. So this is the URL which we got from the workflow. So basically auth has a YouTube, Instagram, and a Facebook URL. Thank you for watching this.